Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. I've received a number of comments from some people on social media asking me why am I obsessed with whether or not Nelson Chamisa lied about plugging the vote rigging loopholes in the 2023 elections. One can give many reasons for it. But at the heart of it is, did he or did he not lie? It's not me who is obsessed. It's the people out there who are obsessed. They cannot reconcile with the truth. It's not just a matter of, oh, he lied, so what? No. This is at the heart of our failed political system. When Chamisa lied about plugging the vote rigging loopholes, millions of people believed him. And they participated in the 2023 elections on the belief that Triple C was going to win big. They believed it. And we know it didn't happen. We also know that this was not the first time that Chamisa and his friends have lied to people. Indeed, ever since the failed GNU of 2008 to 2013, MDC leaders have participated in flawed elections, telling people that they have devised ways of winning rigged elections. And the people have believed it. It is absolutely vital that people understand what is going on here. Like I said, this was not the first time that Chamisa lied to the people and conned them to participate in flawed elections. He's done that before. In 2018, he told the people that MDC Alliance had stringent measures to stop ZANU-PF rigging the elections. The day after the elections, he was the one complaining that ZANU-PF had rigged the elections. Here he is, this video that I've played several times, telling people that he was preparing a cabinet because he even evoked the name of God in his lies, that God was part of a planned Triple C to win big in 2023.
Zimbabwe nokuti hakuna munhu anomira kana denga raronga plan. Denga raronga plan, denga harifo iri. Plan yaMwari haifo iri. Ini ndatanga kugadzira cabinet. There is no way we are not going to form a new cabinet. There is no way we are not going to have a celebration. There is no way we are not going to have an inauguration. Let's start preparing for our inauguration. Let's start preparing for our celebration.
Well, the truth is, there was no celebration. He was lying. He knew ZANU-PF was blatantly rigging those elections. And yet he wanted to give the impression that it was part of God's plan that Triple C would win those elections. So the number one problem here is that Chamisa lied to the people to con them to participate in flawed elections, to give ZANU-PF legitimacy, and to perpetuate the people's suffering. That cannot be acceptable to anybody with a half a working brain. But the other fundamental issue here is that the people themselves need to understand their weakness. Chamisa's lie was an idiotic lie, in the sense that anyone who was following Zimbabwe's electoral process would have known that there was no way he could plug all the vote rigging loopholes. He was going into those elections without something even as basic as a verified voter's roll. Anyone would have told you that there's no way you can stop ZANU-PF rigging the elections when you've got the voters' roll that has got so many mistakes. Tim Pachedu had done an excellent work in highlighting the problems on Zimbabwe's voters' roll. And the voters' roll is such a fundamental document that one can really honestly say, without a verified voters' roll, I mean, it's as this cartoon or this picture rather portrays, ZANU-PF will blatantly rig the elections. In this picture, Mnangagwa is asking, is everything in place for the election? And the SEC chairperson says, yes, Mr. President, would you like to see the results? This is how flawed the process is. I've often shown a quotation from David Coulthard's book, in which he himself admits that the process was so flawed, so illegal, the only rational thing to do was not to participate in those flawed elections. And yet, Chamisa and company have conned people to participate in these flawed elections again and again and again. The people themselves must realize here that they have a fundamental weakness. They're easily conned. And I don't think we can have any meaningful political change in Zimbabwe as long as we have an electorate who do not even know their own weakness. The Greeks were right. That democracy only works when you have got an educated, knowledgeable, and objective electorate. Because only people with those qualities will be able to carry out the fundamental duty of the people, i.e., to diligently hold those in positions of power and authority to account. If you're not educated, you're not knowledgeable, you're not objective, You will never carry out that task. This is at the heart of our problem. Our people do not have those qualities. And it is important that they should understand their weakness. Here is a quotation from a Chinese general who said, "You should know your enemy and know yourself. If you do, you've got nothing to fear in 100 battles." I'll just play the video clip.
Wisdom from the Art of War by Sun Tzu. On knowing yourself and the enemy. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself, but not the enemy, for every victory gained, you will also suffer a defeat. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle. This is perhaps the most quoted line in the Art of War, and distills the essence of strategic thinking, self-awareness paired with intelligence about your opponent.
I think he puts it beautifully. Zimbabwe, we are stuck with a failed political system. If we are serious about wanting to see meaningful change in the country, we, the electorate, have got to know ourselves. We have got to know our own weaknesses and seriously start to address them. If we seriously go into the 2028 elections with an electorate that is so naive, so gullible, they will believe Chamisa's idiotic lies, then all I can say is we will see a repeat of 2023. Because Nelson Chamisa will have a field day. He will have no problem at all conning the millions of voters to participate in yet another flawed electoral process. And if they do, they give ZANU-PF legitimacy and will perpetuate our own suffering. And let me assure you, right now, Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF are confident that the opposition will con the people of Zimbabwe to participate in yet another flawed electoral process. This is one thing Mnangagwa is confident about. He's not even worried that he will have any problems in that area. As we saw in the 2023 elections, the opposition is so totally captured that as soon as the election results were out, Triple C imploded. And ever since, they've been fighting among themselves. Like it or not, MDC, Triple C leaders are ZANU-PF, Team B in all but name. And we, the electorate, We've got to understand that. And we, the electorate, have got to think of how are we going to end this circus of rigged elections. And the only way we're going to stop it is for the electorate themselves to realize that they are being conned to participate in flawed elections just to give ZANU-PF legitimacy. Give a few of Chamisa's friends the few gravy train seats, while we, the ordinary people, get absolutely nothing out of this except to perpetuate our own suffering. So my main message to the people of Zimbabwe today is that it's not enough to know ZANU-PF. We should also know MDC and CCC, and most significant of all, we should know ourselves as the voters. Think about it. Thank you very much. Have a good afternoon.